What's up, YouTube? It's Joel here. After a long night of voting, the Senate has finally passed the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. Wow, this is amazing. This is the first step in getting everything pushed forward. And so what I'm going to be doing in this video is giving you a guide on what's been changed and what's still the same from what was in the House and now has been passed in the Senate for this stimulus package. So we're going to be going over those $1,400 stimulus checks, the unemployment benefits, and the $15 minimum wage. And we are going to go over the new final check arrival dates for those stimulus checks in a chart I have for you so you can see when you're going to be getting your $1,400 stimulus check. So this bill has passed the House, now the Senate, and we have our check arrival dates in place for when those checks are going to be sent out to Americans. I have all this in a chart, so remember, you're going to be able to clearly see when you'll be receiving your stimulus checks, which we'll get to in just a moment. So there are three major changes that have happened to this stimulus package since it came from the House and where they first drafted the bill, and now that it's been passed in the Senate. So now that the stimulus package has been passed, they're sending it back to Nancy Pelosi in the House this week, and then they're going to be sending it to President Joe Biden's desk for him to sign. So we are actually ahead of schedule on getting everything in place for us to receive those stimulus checks. Our first timeline set this bill to be passed by March 12th, because of the benefits from the last bill are set to expire on March 14th. So they wanted to go ahead and get it passed before those expired. Now with what has happened today, we are happy to finally see this bill being passed. Since the stimulus package has been passed, the dates have moved up in terms of when everything is going to be finalized and then them start sending out those checks. And since we're going to be receiving those stimulus checks sooner, you should smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps out a lot to grow the channel and get these videos out there for more people to see and know what's happening with stimulus. So the first big major change to the stimulus package pertains to the stimulus checks. So the income eligibility for the stimulus checks has been narrowed. 16 million plus people will not be receiving a stimulus check this go around compared to the first and the second time that the stimulus checks were sent out because of the new income limits. Now this was a huge push from the moderate Democrats that said if you don't cut those limits down, then we're not going to vote to pass this bill. And so this was something that they did in order to get this passed as fast as possible, which they have. So with the Senate, being split 50-50, they needed every single vote that they could get in order to pass this bill without GOP support under budget reconciliation. Remember that every figure I give you is pertaining to the adjusted gross income, not total income. So that means that your adjusted gross income is always a lot lower than your total income, so you may qualify for these checks. So as you can see in the chart, for an individual that makes less than $75,000, they would be receiving the full stimulus of $1,400. Then it would get smaller, the check would get smaller as they make more, and if their income was above $100,000, they would not be receiving anything at all. The new plan is that the limit is set to $80,000 fully capped out. So if you make over $80,000, you don't receive any stimulus if you file as an individual on your taxes. Next, if you file head of household, the limit is still at $112,500 for you to receive full stimulus. So if you make anything up to that, you're going to be receiving full stimulus of the $1,400 check. And under the old bill, you could make up to $150,000 and you would receive, partially of that stimulus check, and then it would get smaller and smaller until you made over $150,000, which you wouldn't receive anything. Now the new plan is set that the limit is at $120,000. So if you make over $120,000, you won't be receiving any stimulus. So that's a huge $30,000 income cut to those people making that much money. Lastly, under the old bill, if you were married filing jointly, you could make up to $150,000 and receive full stimulus, which would be $2,800 for the both of you, and then the size of the check would just get smaller as you made more money, and then fully capped out at $200,000. So if you made more than $200,000, you wouldn't be receiving anything. Now the new limit is at $160,000. So any married couple making over $160,000 won't receive any stimulus. So that's a huge $40,000 income cut for couples, for married couples. So everything else with the stimulus checks stays the same. The amount is still the same. If you are on SSI and SSDI, you will automatically be receiving those $1,400 stimulus checks as well. Now for the new check arrival dates. So if you have direct deposit set up, you can be receiving your stimulus check as early as March the 18th. Now, if you don't have direct deposit set up, then you could be receiving a check in the mail as early as March the 25th. And then the first EIP cards are going to be sent out on April the 1st. And then we have until December 31st of this year, 2021, to claim any missing stimulus. So if you were supposed to get any and you don't get any in terms of whenever they send them out in the first couple months, you have until the end of this year to go and claim that. Remember, based upon when you filed your taxes, this determines how quickly you could be receiving your stimulus check. Remember, the earlier you filed, the faster you'll get it. It's essentially on a first come, first served basis. So now the second big major change is the change of the federal unemployment benefits. So there was one person who was literally standing in the way of keeping this bill from being passed, and that dude's name was Joe Manchin. But we have such good news because the very person got what he wanted. In the House, the unemployment was set at $400, and then after 9 hours of negotiating, hammering out, they lowered it to $300. This was his sticking point, and he wasn't budging. Now these payments are going to be dispersed until September 6th. And they also added that the first $10,200 of unemployment payments that you receive are going to be tax-free for households with annual incomes under $150,000. So for freelancers, gig workers, independent contractors, those certain people are affected by the pandemic can receive benefits through the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. While the Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Compensation Program increases the duration of payments for those in the traditional state unemployment system. So this was huge because now the Senate has the votes, they have passed the bill, and they have got them stimulus checks on their way and into our bank accounts by those dates that I specified. Now that Joe Manchin is fully on board. And lastly, for those who are looking for the minimum wage to be raised, this was actually a hard no in the Senate despite Bernie Sanders' efforts and amendments. There was actually 8 Democrats that didn't vote for it in terms of trying to get this passed of raising the federal minimum wage to $15. You even have Kirsten Sinema who voted like this whenever she came up to give her vote. Yeah, I was like, wow, did a senator just vote like that? National television? That tells you where she's at and where some of the other ones at are in terms of raising the federal minimum wage to $15 per hour. So those are the major changes to the House bill we have that's now in the Senate that has now been passed. We have our dates for the stimulus checks and the changes that have come along with that. But I am glad that they are really helping some people out. They're going to be getting these stimulus checks out soon. Let me know what you think about all this, all your thoughts in the comment section, and we'll talk about it from there. And again, I really appreciate all the support for this channel. It really means a lot to me, and I want to continue bringing you the best info for you to know and for you to spread out. This is Joel with True Life Investing. Until next time, peace out.